You may have gotten them before or know someone who has had them. Talking about those notices that a company that you shopped at exposed your personal information.
Well, change in state law is giving us a clearer picture just how often this affects Connecticut consumers. It's a story the News 8 investigators are digging into for us. News 8 Chief Investigator David Iversen joins us now with the story. David?
All right, Sonia, Darren, all of this can lead to identity theft. In 2011, law enforcement took more than 1.8 million complaints about fraud and identity theft. Well, your information has to come from somewhere. Tonight, we're looking at where it can come from and ways you can protect your family. Yorkside Pizza has been in New Haven for more than 44 years, and owner George Koutramanis has seen just about everything when it comes to making pizza. But one recent afternoon, as the evening rush was just beginning, something and someone he had never dealt with came ringing.
I got a phone call from my evening manager saying that somebody from the UI is saying they're going to disconnect us. They're from the disconnection department.
That person on the phone wasn't from the power company. They wanted Koutramanis to put more than $3,000 on a non-traceable prepaid card and give them the number. Sounds like a ripoff, right? Well, it likely was, but here's what had the longtime business owner believing it.
They knew the amount of the last bill.
The exact amount, but not just that. George says the person on the phone knew the restaurant's account number too. Somewhere, somehow, Yorkside private information had become public, and someone was trying to use it to cash in.
He had enough information to really tag you along, you know.
So just how common is it for personal information to be leaked? Last October, the state started requiring businesses to tell them how often customer information was leaked. In just that year, more than 250,000 consumers had information leaked when it shouldn't have been. It happened at businesses, universities, even banks.
When the wrong information, personal information, ends up in the wrong hands, it can have a significant, even devastating impact.
TD Bank reported 8 different breaches in just 5 months. Barnes & Noble was forced to tell customers in 9 states, including Connecticut, that personal credit card information may have been leaked. They found skimming devices installed on credit card readers, including this location in North Haven. The company's letter to the state said 17 customers who shopped here might have had their information taken. Godiva chocolate, too. A flash drive was found on the streets of New York City. It had social security numbers, dates of birth, addresses, photos, and employee IDs. That included Connecticut residents. And Western Connecticut State University had the largest breach of them all. Personal information for 143,374 people may have been released because of a problem in how they stored information. Not all of these are criminal or even intentional. In fact, experts tell us if you're trying to get your hands on this information, there's easier ways to do it.
Most hacks, if you will, are perpetrated through simple means.
Martin Weiss makes his living by keeping what you put on your computer safe. He says so few people put emphasis on protecting what's on their computer, it's pretty easy for anyone to find. We asked him to this coffee shop to show us just how easy it is for criminals when you're online using a public Wi-Fi hotspot. We brought our News 8 laptop along and logged in using that free Wi-Fi. Within minutes and running a simple program that can be found by anyone online, Weiss had our information.
So right now, for example, with your computer, and I just pulled this up, so I'm looking and I see there's a device on the network called Investigate, and I'm assuming that's probably you.
It's not just quick and easy, Weiss says, it's common too. So what's to stop your information from being taken like ours was? Weiss says it's as simple as making sure that public Wi-Fi you're using is password protected. Just doing that can stop would-be hackers. Back at Yorkside, things are changing a little bit. Koutramanis is looking into where his information could have been leaked, but says he'll be extra careful from now on.
People need to be aware and alert of what's going on and know their billing, how that information was out.
Now, they never actually sent money, and we talked to him today. Actually, someone has tried this exact same thing 2 other times since we did that interview as recently as last week. So they're still trying for him.
How many businesses in Connecticut have had problems with this kind of thing with their customer data being leaked?
The simple answer is lots, and we've seen just how many that is for the first time over the last year. The answer is several dozen. We've put a list of some of the biggest offenders, if you will, on our website, as well as some simple ideas of how to protect yourself, too.
And that coffee shop tip is a good one, too.
Right.
That's great.
Yeah, there's a lot more.
David Iversen, thank you.
David, thank you. Well, if you have something that you want the News 8 investigators to look into, just give them a call. The number is right there, 203-402-TIP-8.